Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to take you through how to change the fill valve washer in the Geberit Sigma system. Water leaking into your toilet pan from your cistern is never great news. But if you've got a Geberit Sigma cistern, the problem can be fixed pretty quickly and easily. If you've had your toilet cistern in for a while, then the chances are it's going to be either the fill valve or the flush valve that the washers need replacing on. If you haven't already seen it, I've done a video showing you how to change the washer on the flush valve. But for this one, we're going to be taking a look at the fill valve and how to replace it. So you'll need to get access to the cistern, and the easiest way to do that is to take the plate at the bottom, give it a push up and remove it. Then to remove the back plate, you need to unclip the two blue clips either side, one up, one down, turn the locking rods 90 degrees and the back plate will just come away like that. Next, it's the flush rods. Just take them and turn anti-clockwise like so. You'll hear a little snapping noise. That means that they're free, so they're good to remove. Then what I'm doing now is isolating the water. Make sure you do that. It's really important. It gets a bit messy otherwise. So make sure you've turned the water off. Just give it another turn and make sure that is off. Then you can remove the cradle from there. And then next you'll need to remove the flush valves. There are two blue black clips at the back. You'll need to squeeze them together. The best way to do this then is to angle it so the top of the valve goes to the top right, and then you jiggle it about and then you can get it out. You're then left with the fill valve, which is what we want. There are a couple of ways to get this off. So first I'm going to show you, just disconnect it entirely. So it's just disconnect from the hose there. And as you can see there, it comes loose entirely. So you can then take that off and lie it on the table and remove the washer if that's what you need to. There is another way to remove it, which is to, I'll just put the hose back on there, but you can remove it in its entirety. Now you don't have to unclip the hose for this. There are two blue clips at the back, so just squeeze them together and then it's a bit of a jiggle about once again, but you can then get the fill valve off in full there. So now the valve is off, we need to change the washer. The easiest way to do this is to unclip the blue diaphragm away from the float. So you can see here, I'm just separating the two. Just be aware that if you're doing this vertically, the float will fall off entirely because that's all that connects to the valve itself. Then just clip the washer itself left. You can see there I've just done a slight turn and pulled it out. It can get stuck in here sometimes, so you'll just need to pull that out, but generally it will come out nicely. And you can see here you can replace the washer. To put it back, it's exactly the same. So you put it on there and then just turn it to the right slightly. You can see that's clipped in, and then clip the float back on. Just be aware that you'll need to make sure that it's sat right on this. You can see here it's not quite sat right, so I'm just going to push it up and you can see that that part of the float slots into there nicely. If you weren't aware of it, you can adjust the water level simply by doing what I'm doing now. One way for up, one way for down. That's the float, and that's how you control how much water you want to let into the cistern itself. But now we'll go on and we'll put the system back together. So then once you put the hose back onto the side fill valve, please make sure that the valve itself sits vertically within the cistern. If it's up at an angle because the hose is kinked, then it won't switch the water off. So I'm just going to pop it back in there. And there, these are the blue clips we were talking about earlier. So just make sure you squeeze them together, and then you'll be able to feel it because it just sits nicely into where it needs to go to. So just make sure that everything is okay with that, and then you can put the flush valve back in. So again, the same as last time with the flush valve, make sure that the bottom goes to the left. That is the easiest way. And then you can just jiggle it around a little bit, and this actually sits in a basket and will fall down by itself. That's when you know it's in the right place. So you can see there it just dropped, and I know it's in the right place. All I need to do there is put the black clips behind it back into position and squeeze them in and make sure then that that's secure. Then just add the cradle, make sure you hook that through the flush valve, and then you can turn the water back on. Make sure everything's okay and there's no more leaking into the pan, but everything should be fine now. You're ready to add your back plate. The back plate goes on like that, and then you add the locking rods in and just give them a quick turn, quite the opposite to what we did to take them off, and then make sure that they're secure by putting that blue clip, one up, one down. That just secures the locking rods in place. Then take your flush rods and then ease them gently through those holes into the cradle, and then what you'll need to do is just give them a little turn right. You'll hear a snapping noise, and that means that they're secure in the cradle and they're not going to move while you're attempting to flush the toilet. Then it's just a case of adding the flush plate. So grab it again at the bottom, like you saw earlier, like we took it off, because the spring is always at the bottom on the Sigma plates. So grab it at the bottom and then make a push up and in action at the same time. And there you are, the flush plate's back in, your washer has been changed, and your pan should no longer have water running into it. But that's it from me for another video. If you've enjoyed it, then please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. If you haven't already seen it, then please go and have a look at the flush valve video I did. But thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Cheers, bye-bye.